Assalamualaikum guys, how y'all doing, man? Everything's good with me, alhamdulillah, man. You know, your boy's chilling. I wanted to talk to you about a really good issue. A lot of people are not talking about it, and it's a problem. It's a really big problem. So the problem is about social media. You know, as you know with Instagram, as you know with Snapchat, as you know with these two media sites. So you know, Snapchat has over what, 1 billion users. But as you know, for Snapchat, it started around 2011, and Instagram was, I think, a little bit before that, but around that time frame. So the people that invented Snapchat, obviously, you know, when it came out, it was very different than what it is right now. See, Snapchat was very private. Snapchat was only with you and your friends, and you know, there was the left and the right swipe, right? So in the left, there was no such thing as strikes back when it came out, but it was much more greater. It was much more better because you know people were enjoying it more, and it was much more privacy. And the thing is that you weren't fed all these stuff now that you're fed on your Snapchat. I mean, what I'm talking about is when you're viewing stories, you're fed these ads. Sometimes you're scrolling, you're fed these ads, right? And then sometimes when you go swipe right, there's these people that you don't know of. You never seen these things. So their whole ideology, their whole thing was to get you addicted to this and then hack you by feeding you whatever they wanted to feed, whatever the case may be. Same thing with Instagram. Instagram was very similar. Instagram came out, people were taking pictures of what, like their coffee and stuff like that. The whole ideology, the whole thing was based on glance. So they understood that, you know, how the eye works. You know, these people are very smart, man. They study you. They know what's in your brain. They know what attracts you. They know what colors attract you. So they studied everything like that. The whole thing was based on what attracts you. You know, just taking pictures a bit here and there, but it wasn't too now as it is right now. See, Instagram right now has changed so much that I can't even begin to tell you. Like the whole ideology has shifted. People now are like everybody else. Every other dude is trying to be a model. So what is this implying on the people that you have to become a model to become successful? See, a lot of people, that's why they get into depression. You're following all these dudes on Instagram, you're following all these dudes on Snapchat. Now you're watching them, and then you look at their life. So for example, you see LeBron, whatever, flexing or whatever. So what happens is you look at your life now, and then you look at the things that you have. You tend to forget the blessing that God has given you. So you forget about your blessings, and now once you forget about your blessings, you become ungrateful, right? And then these thoughts start to kick in that, you know, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have this. So what happens is you try to chase these things. What you see, you try to chase, you try to go behind. And the thing is, when you run behind these things, man, they have an empty hole. But we don't understand as humans at times. We look at these things that fall. We look at these things and we think they have everything. But you know, they're very shallow. From the outside, they may look full, but I'm telling you, it's shallow, my brother. So this is what happens, bro. Honestly speaking, that we think I'm involved, right? We're all involved. That we start to think that, you know, this is gonna give us something, you know. But the thing is, it won't. And why it's been hacked? It's been hacked because they've taken our minds. See, they hacked it not in a sense that they hacked our account. See, that's also one thing I could argue about. But really, they hacked their brains. The way we think, the way we do things now. Then I was reading an article. Now it's changed so much. Now whatever the next thing you'll be doing, you'll be like, yo, this will be a good IG pic. Let me put this on my story. Let me Snapchat this. You know, so indirectly now we feel like there's a need now for this. When in reality, you know, God has created us complete. We don't really need anything except for sleep, food, water. You know, obviously a partner in life as a wife, and also, like, you know, company. You need these things obviously, but like when it comes to these external things, they don't really matter. And you know, if you look at the people that developed Snapchat and developed Instagram, so the guy that developed Snapchat, you know, the head dude, Evan Spiegel, right? So Evan Spiegel, man, he has a history of doing these dodgy things. You know, Evan Spiegel, I don't want to expose anybody's past because that's a bad thing to do, but in the past he has had a really fishy personality. He's been caught sending these emails, you know, these disgusting emails and whatever. I don't want to get into all the details, but like, you can tell, like, if the owner of Snapchat has this mindset in that way, so where do you think Snapchat's gonna head? Because the owner is like that. My big evidence behind him not changing is that if he had changed, then he would make this a positive platform where people wouldn't be no. That's what I'm saying. It's really become negative, man. It was, you know, at the start I used to love it, but since they introduced these subscriptions thing, man, it killed everything, man. Because Snapchat was only with your brothers, your friends, you know, all that. What I'm saying. But, and even with Instagram, if you look at the two owners, the former owners of Instagram, I think Kevin and Mike, they left Instagram, man. They resigned from the position. They kind of stepped back. And there's a lot of reasons why they have stepped back. I can't really tell you the exact reasons, but one of the reasons can also be the way everything was headed. They're like, hey bro, we don't want to deal with this, we don't want to go with this new wave. So it shows that these things now, they've changed, and in a bad way, not in a good way, really. So we need to understand that use social media as a tool, but don't use it now as so much that now use, because the thing is, these things, they overcome you, right? Try not to subscribe to so many people, try not to follow so many people, man, because at the end of the day, all these people, if they're not giving you any benefit, you got to be selfish. Follow people, subscribe to people that actually give you benefit, that actually teach you something, that actually motivate you, rather than make you ungrateful and they keep flexing and you just watch them flex, and then that's what all you would talk about, man. You need to understand that you have to be competitive. This is your life. What is the purpose of my life? What am I doing with my life? Who was I created by, and what was I created to do? And where do my heart find rest? See, once you find out that meaning, where does my heart find rest? And only your heart lies rest in the remembrance of the one who created you, in God. And I'm not trying to be a preacher to you, but I'm telling you the facts. Because you look outside, you look at the beauty, you look at all this. An intellect will say that it's not created from itself. An intellect will say there's something much higher than me. You look at your whole body, you look at your eyes, you look at the fact that your fingers are working. So you need to question that, and you need to be grateful. What of the blessings of your Lord will you deny? Like, there's so many blessings around you. You need to look around and you need to see. You need to head towards that direction, because that will give you self-contentment. That will take you in another level in which you won't think that you're comparative to anything. Because why? You will feel like you're complete, because God tells you you're complete. God tells you, I've created you as a complete form. God tells you, what will I get from punishing you? God tells you that, indeed, do you not see that it is God who has created the heavens and the earth that you see above you, that you see beneath you? Do you not see God has created the birds? Do you think the birds created themselves? It is God that has created them. Verily, this is a sign for the ones that give thought. So seriously, man, give thought to that, bro. And social media really has been hacked, man. Hopefully we can bring it back one day. But right now, man, I recommend y'all do something with your life and keep going, man. Keep striving, man, and keep being good, brother. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.